Hello guys, welcome back to King Talks. So first of all, there'll be a lot of new people that possibly be watching this, so this is my talking series. I do it on my Let's Play, and I do some work in the background. Some people say I do more work in the background than some people do in normal episodes, but nah, not enough progress for me for a normal episode. So today all I'm going to be doing is swapping over these little side bits of the witch farm and change it to a design I was sent because I really like it. It's a little bit different to the one I had at the top, just doubled up and slightly moved around. So I give full good thanks and credit to them in the description and on my next Let's Play video. So I normally talk about things, Minecraft things about me and general YouTube stuff, and some people really enjoy it. People use it as like a podcast or such. So do feel free to put this on the background and just relax. And if you want to watch what's going on, I'm just going to record some backing footage and I'll just carry on. So, in goes the backing footage. So first of all, of course, I'm going to have to thank Doc for giving me a shout out. That was really nice. I wasn't expecting it. Was quite surprised actually when he did do it. Now, I am quite friendly with Doc. I do talk to him a lot on comments and things, not personally, but it was a nice thing to have, and welcome you guys, I have to say. Second of all, I did say I would talk about my new headset. This is an Astro A40. With the mix amp set. It's £200, and my overall impression of everything was that I'm not happy with the package, but the headset is nice, because what you get is a headset with the adjustable microphone which you can take in and out. You can just plug it in, it's not actually fixed on the headset itself, and you also get a mix amp. So basically it's like an audio mixer. You can plug different things in, have different volume levels on it. It's just a small little thing, but you can change things, like you can adjust it so you can hear more of the game sounds or more of other sounds, and you can adjust the volume on the headset as well. But that mix amp does not work. Completely doesn't work. So I've had to resort just using the headset straight into the PC, and it only then works if I plug it through my old G330 adapter. So yeah, my PC still thinks it's my old headset, so I can't get things like surround sound which the headset actually supports. So I'm really not happy with it from what it should be, but I'm using it at the moment and trying to get used to it because the microphone is good, but I need to retrain my voice because it's very sensitive and I do sound a bit different. And also it's a over the ear headphones, so it's really got big pads on it. It's very nice and comfortable, doesn't even touch my ears, just goes in massive domes around them. But it also means that when I talk, everything I hear back is muffled, so it's really hard for me to gauge if I'm talking loudly, if the game sounds at the right level and everything else, because everything's distorted for me. On my old headset, my G330, it's a really nice headset because you can hear everything around you, because basically the earphones are little tiny pads which just sit next to your ears. They don't cover anything. But the reason why I changed is that the old headset was getting really uncomfortable and really physically hurting my ears, and it was time for a change. So that's the headset talked about. Second of all, I want to talk today about things. I had big questions and even some people sending me PMs about I should really talk about how I think people should make videos, not telling people this is the only way to do it, but I want to talk about suggestions and general rules of thumb about how you should conduct yourselves in videos if you want people to watch them. Because at the moment YouTube is growing hugely. At the moment on the statistics, here's some statistics, I'm an actuary, I like that. At the moment YouTube is getting more unique views a month than TV is. So just think about that. At the moment YouTube's getting over 1 billion unique views a month. Unique views. You think how many videos they may watch a month each. But saying that, the amount of people that are doing YouTube videos has increased dramatically as well. So there are a huge amount of channels which have started to do videos and maybe have under 50 subs or under 100 subs. There is a huge amount of that tiny channels. Huge amount. And you have to get out of being a tiny channel and move into being an okay channel. So once you get into maybe over 1,000, then you can really carry yourself. But you need to get out of that initial tiny bracket first. And there are a huge amount of mistakes that people make or don't realise, and you have to realise that you're competing against so many other channels. If someone looks at your video and the first 10 seconds they think, no, this isn't what I wanted, or this is rubbish, they're just going to click off of it, they're not having a second thought. If you already have so many subs, people generally stick around and see what you have to say. So they think, these other guys are subbed, they can't all be wrong, can they? We'll give it a go. So I want to talk to you about the things I would suggest you follow and think about when you're doing a video, just so that it's marketable, so people would want to watch it. It doesn't matter, I'm not talking about how good your actual content is itself. No, it doesn't matter how good you are at things, it's how you represent it and how you give it across to your audience and how you basically video it. So we're going to talk specifically about Minecraft, but it can be applied to other things as well. So my first issue is I have dyspraxia, so for me it's very hard to choose the right words and say them and express them in a way which are given across to your audience in the correct way in the correct time. So often in my videos I will say all sorts of things which I know what I'm talking about and they mean the same thing, but it would confuse other people. So you'll often hear me say things like nether brick instead of nether rack instead of nether brick, and that's the way the mind works. I can't actually change that, so it's just one of those things. And also I can talk about stuff, and instead of talking about it in a logical way, I might talk about it more out of the ordinary, let's say. Some people have seen that. Some people like that. It's a bit quirky. But for new people, it's a bit hard to understand. So for me, it's already not an easy thing to do videos straight away. But there are some general things which really helped me, and a lot of them took me quite a while to understand myself, and really hoped that I could have had that information sooner, because starting videoing is a scary thing to do, and if you're not sort of scared when you start doing videos, then you're probably not doing it right, because if you're too relaxed, or okay, we'll go for this bit. There is a point between confidence. Now, confidence is very good. Now, I have some confidence in my videos now. Now, I expect a certain amount of people at least to watch the video, and that's nice. I know some people give feedback. I know some people comment and say nice things, no matter what I do. So there's a certain amount of confidence in that. You know that you have some initial stability. There we are. And the problem is you need to get to that point, and there's a point between confidence and sort of all sorts of ways I could say this. I'm going to be worried about the language barrier though, because a lot of people don't have the same saying. So if you're big-headed or bluntly overconfident or just full of yourself, there are some people on YouTube which do that, and some people can get away with it, but most people come across really badly in videos. Now, if you are doing the video and you're basically making out that you don't care, la la la, a lot of people do that in school. No, I'm really cool because I don't care, I just do whatever. Generally, they aren't going to get subscribers. No, I'm not saying they don't at all, but I'm saying generally people don't like to watch that. So things that I learned that was really important when I was doing videoing is that you really need to plan out what you're going to be doing. You don't need to be completely exhausted of it. You don't need to be really strict with it. You don't need to like time sequences or storyboard or anything else. You just need to have a general aim of what you're doing in the video. Sort of think about what you want to give across to the people watching. So if you want to do certain thing, maybe in one of my Let's Play episodes, I maybe have a topic I want to do or an idea I want to explore, and then make sure that when I rewatch the video myself, I see that I've tried to put it across, and I put it across how I wanted it to. Other things, so when you're recording, I often get tongue-tied, and you can hear now, I'm getting some of my words tongue-tied. The more stressed I get and the more nervous I get, the more tongue-tied I get. And the biggest help that I had was that if you get tongue-tied or anything else, you should be using an editing software that helps you. So I know people use the Bandicam stuff, so that my impression from that is it's one big file and you don't edit it. I've not used that myself. I use Fraps, and I'm completely fine with Fraps. So for me, if I get tongue-tied or sort of get lost with what I'm doing, or get confused or do something wrong, or just basically lose the track of what I'm doing, I'll just stop. Just completely stop. Carry on the recording, just stop. Give yourself even a couple of minutes to think about what you're doing. Maybe stop the recording, watch what you've done so far, pause the game, get an idea of yourself, if you're giving across the right message, if you're happy yourself with the video, because the whole point is, if you wouldn't watch your own video, how can you expect other people to want to watch it? So you have to make sure that you're clear on what you're doing. And the main thing with me, if I get tongue-tied, I can just stop the video, see which point I got tongue-tied at, move my character back to that same place, make sure the time of day in the game is the same sort of thing, and just hit record again, and just edit the clip so that it looks like one big clip. And if you are really paying attention to my videos, I can normally get the audio to be right. Sometimes I have to cut them so that it kind of merge together, but generally you'll see a clip, maybe a 5-minute clip. There's probably 3 or 4 different clips in that, and several different cuts, and some bits edited out inside that, just so that it looks good for you guys. This won't be very edited at all, and what I'm doing right now. Some of it will be, when I get tongue-tied and trying to think of something and try and read my notes. But there you go, it's just a general rule. If you get stuck, don't worry, don't think that you have to fill the space, you don't need to just talk rubbish. Just stop what you're doing, think about what you're doing, carry on recording, and then just edit out the in-between bit. Simple as that. And it really helps things, it really makes you come across in a much stronger way, and you just seem much better overall. Because you've got to be sure of what you're doing, otherwise they're not going to be sure of what you're doing, and if people don't know what you're doing, it kind of loses its point. Second of all, it's good to keep some notes, so just jot down a few things and ideas of what you're meant to be doing, kind of ideas, if you have anything to talk about. And I've got a little list here at the moment, I've got some things on it. I'm generally not very good at using lists. I'm good at using lists for like a checklist. Have I done this, this and this? Yes or no? But generally having a talking list doesn't really work for me, because you really get distracted and try and read it when I shouldn't be. I should be just like glancing at it. So I've talked about how you should be talking. You've got to make sure you talk clearly. Be very aware of the language barriers, because for me, about half my audience is from the US, and then I've got maybe 25% of it is UK. So generally my people are English speaking, but then I've got a large amount of French subscribers, German subscribers, Australian subscribers, and sort of European as well. And I have to be very clear on how I talk, because I've got dyspraxia, it's not easy for me to communicate in a decent way. So I really had to train my voice, which is a huge amount of effort and time to get that to work, and hopefully I'm better than I used to be. So you have to be careful about that. Yeah, so I have to be aware of the language barriers. You do have to pick your comments sometimes when you say stuff. Make sure you be in an open way so that lots of people can understand it. Don't just assume everyone knows what you're talking about, because they probably don't. So yeah, that's kind of how you want to come across. So make sure you're coming across in a good way. The most important time of your video is the first 10 seconds. If people don't like what they're watching, within 10 seconds they'll click off of it and go watch something else. Comes back to the point that there are so many channels now, it's pretty much guaranteed that they will be able to find what they want somewhere. You just want that somewhere to be your channel. So if you don't come across well in the first 10 seconds, doesn't matter what you do the rest of the video at all, doesn't work. And you have to really be wary of that and make sure you do come across well. So the biggest helps thing is that if you just start the video and you say, today we want to be doing this, just make sure people kind of have an idea. You don't go, well, I could do this, I don't know how you guys are, my microphone, just let me adjust my microphone. That just turns people off the video completely. I would click off of that. And for me, a lot of times I have to go through, and often a lot of really, really small channels, maybe 10 subscribers and stuff, do some nice little bits of redstone and stuff, which I really am interested in and want to learn about and see what they've done. but sometimes I sit through awful videos, truly horrific videos. Sometimes their content is really, really good, but if they presented it in a good way, they would get views. Even if they don't have many subs, they would actually get views because of the actual video itself. And even some of the little ones that I watch and get ideas from, I won't be able to sit there and say this guy did this. I might reference them or anything else, but I can't tell people to go watch the video. I can't give the video a like because it looks bad on me. If they've done a video which is 90% garbage and 10% actual stuff, I come across badly as well, and I can't be shown that way. It doesn't really work. It's not a big-headed thing at all. The more things I give likes on which aren't good, the worse I look, and the more likely my subscribers will not keep subscribed, basically. So talk about how you should represent yourself and take gaps, make sure you've planned it. And this isn't talking about the actual content itself, it's just where you should show yourself to people. So I decided to ask Rabenschild from TechnoBeast server if he wanted to say a couple of words about how he thought about the general topics of starting off videos and how you should do them. So he will be linked in the description, and do check him out. He's one of my good friends. So here's a little clip, and I'll get back to talking. So Rabenschild, for yourself, what was the most important thing you found when you started doing videos?
Most important things for me, think about what I do in a video. Don't run around in circles and do nothing. Consistency, make a video on a specific day. Don't do it from now and then. Get a day and do a video then. And another thing I have to say is get good sound. Get a good mic. Don't use your microphone from your laptop or something like that. That would be good, I think.
Okay. Generally, when it comes to microphones, you don't need to spend much money to make a microphone work. Normally, it's down to making sure you configured it right, isn't it? You don't need to go out and buy hundreds of pounds worth of gear.
No. But don't use your laptop mic or something like that. That's not what you should do. Mm-hmm. Get at least a headset with a mic, and doesn't have to be a €100 or headset or a big snowball microphone or something like that.
Mm. And what would be your biggest suggestion for someone starting off? What was most useful when you started?
Most useful, speak clearly. Try it at least. If you want to do something in English and you're not from an English-speaking country, try to get out your best English you can, and try to speak clear. Don't muffle your own words or something like that, and present yourself in a good way. Don't. One thing I have to say is don't swear too much. And all that stuff.
As soon as you start swearing, it does narrow your audience a huge amount.
Yeah, it can be funny, but on the other hand, why would you make a video full of F words and A words and whatever you can get out of swearing? Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Rabens.
Yeah, no problem.
The most important thing I would say though is, do not be scared to re-record something. You do not need to record something first time. Even this, I've tried to record this a couple of times already, and have not kept those ones. Especially if you're doing things like small videos, 5-10 minutes, or like a tutorial or something, or just showing something off, or explaining something. Do not be scared to re-watch your footage. See how you could either condense it down or be more clear about it, just to make sure you got your point across. Or if you've done something and you think that maybe that should be in the video, just don't be scared of not putting it in and just re-recording it, because it really, really helps. Especially you can normally do it better the next time around. But again, sometimes I can do a recording and maybe I'll record a minute thing for 10 hours. I've done that quite a few times. Like a minute clip, and I just get more caught up in it and more caught up in it and more nervous and sort of anxious about it, and it doesn't work. And at that point you just have to take a break. You just have to stop what you're doing, go get a drink or something, relax and come back. It does the world of wonders, really does. So in general for YouTube though, I won't talk about specifically anything like thumbnails and stuff like that, or keywords and things like that. You can ask me questions about that and I might do it another time. The whole point of YouTube is that there are so many small channels. There are not that many proportionally big channels. Now, at the moment I'm the top 40,000 channels by size, when I record this anyway, and the gap between say 0 subs and 1,000 subs, that's like 99% of YouTube. So there are not that many large channels, if you put it that way. So when you do start doing some videos, do it because you enjoy them. Don't do them thinking you're ever going to make any money, because you will get very frustrated very, very quickly. Because I've, in the last 7 or 8 months, I've put in maybe 2,500, 3,000 hours of work into my channel, into my videos, into my content, and I can tell you they do not pay anything at all for the amount of time I've spent on it. It's like, you're talking about like 5 pence an hour. Though you can't even scale it up to any sort of anything. So always, if you're going to do videos, do it because you enjoy them. Do it either as a learning experience. Don't sit there saying I'm going to be earning money out of this. Don't make preparations for it. Don't say I'm going to be earning X, Y, Z in a couple of years' time, therefore I can spend this much money. Don't do it. Don't avoid schoolwork and stuff because of YouTube, because it's, don't do it, just basically. No, even if you wanted to earn a living off of it, to be truthful, even if you did really well on it, it will still take you at the moment a couple of years to get to a sort of size where it would be manageable, and even then it may only last a year, if that. So the amount of people actually earning a living out of YouTube is insignificant, really is. There are some people that are earning a very huge amount of money, super amounts of money, I can really tell you, but most people are not earning lots of YouTube money, really not. I'm not earning basically anything. My costs for YouTube are ginormously more than anything I've earned. Even this headset. This headset I bought as a birthday present to myself because I was given some money for my birthday, and that was in January, so it's been quite a while since that. So that's how I'm justifying a new headset. Same way as I was justifying a new graphics card at Christmas and a new SSD that cost me 400 quid together to put in. The PC cost me 800 when I bought it originally. I've upgraded it quite a few times, different things. It's probably about, I don't know now actually, about £1,500 PC with headset and stuff included. So don't buy things for YouTube. Buy things because you enjoy gaming, and don't justify it for YouTube money. You won't get anywhere with that. Do it for fun. Also, a lot of people have got into the mistake of, especially the large YouTubers, which have kind of seen a decrease in their general popularity. So maybe the Minecrackers, which have lost the server basically. Not having any argues with that in the discussions in the comments. The vanilla server is basically dead, for how it is, and that's what really Minecraft was. So a lot of them are sitting on huge amounts of subs because of this wealth of time they've been on it, and they generally gather subs over time. But now that that's not really happening anymore, their view rates are tiny. And I'm talking about 5%, 10%. That's not where you want to be. So those people are often very frustrated, and you can see why. But they are totally fixated on, this is my living, I must pump out videos, if I'm not getting good views I need to do even more videos, and they don't come across as well as they may have used to be coming across in their videos. So they may sound depressed or frustrated or sort of rushed, and that does not make good content, and that actually is negative for their channels, because what people should be doing if they're at that point. They should be focusing on what gets views and make sure they can do that as best they can in their time. And also, a huge thing which I have a huge issue with, now do YouTube for fun, by all means, but don't go for a gaming channel as such. If you're going to do Minecraft, for instance, we're just talking about just Minecraft now. If you're doing Minecraft, people get to your channel by searching things for Minecraft. People will possibly subscribe to you because you're doing stuff they like in Minecraft. At any point, the amount of people that would watch anything non-Minecraft, there's basically no one which will watch non-Minecraft stuff if they subscribe to you for Minecraft. Especially when you've got only maybe 50 subs. So, if you've got maybe 50 subs at the moment, and you're posting, I don't know, Modern Warfare something, Black Ops something, a little bit of Minecraft, some other random games, Happy Wheels, whatever else that people play these days, you're basically going to smother your audience with rubbish, because people are not going to watch it. And I have a problem with a lot of big YouTubers which are pumping out, I subscribe to people for Minecraft, or if I don't subscribe to them Minecraft, I have subscribed to something else, non-gaming channel related. So the odd time you might flick on one of their videos which is non-Minecraft just to see what it's like, and some of the younger audience might stay there and like to watch that sort of thing because they just want to watch stuff for the sake of it. But for my audience, a lot of you guys are older, so about half of my audience is over 18, which is a big split for a lot of channels, because a lot of channels are much younger audience, really are. And sort of the average age you're probably looking at on YouTube, people actually watching, is probably about 8 or 10, because just the amount of young children there is, and a lot of them are watching on their mobiles. I don't watch videos on mobiles because I just don't do it. Now I've got a HTC One X thing and it's got a decent sized screen, but I just wouldn't watch videos on it, to be honest. I just, not that kind of thing for me. So just basically do what you're good at, do what you enjoy, and do what you're good at. And if people enjoy that because you're good at it, doesn't matter what you're doing, stick with it. If you do get big, even now I'm just over 8,000 subscribers, I've only just started to even entertain the possibility of doing something else. Because if I post a video now, which is non-Minecraft, completely unrelated, say just some other random game, first video I do, I'd expect maybe to get 1,000 views on it, and maybe a third of my normal views. Next video I do on it, maybe get 100, a couple of hundred. So it's fine to do other things now and then. I've tried quite a few different things over the time. You do maybe one video on it or 2 videos on it, and just see how people react. Normally, first video you do, you'll get a huge response. Everyone will be like, yeah, you get lots of thumbs up and everything else. You do a second one and it just drops off, completely falls off a cliff. So if you want to do other games, maybe do one video now and then, or like a review of it, or kind of first impressions, or record a load of stuff and just pick out some really good clips from it just to show it off, or something like that. Don't just pile it out. It just doesn't work. Never feel that you need to record stuff, because you don't. And always look for quality, not quantity, because it just doesn't work like that. I always say, there are some big channels which can just pile out quantity, and what I think is not quality but quantity. Other people will have other impressions of it, and some people can get away with it. That's all well and good. If you've got 3 million subscribers and you're putting out daily videos which you just spent like 10 minutes recording, and you maybe get a couple of 100,000 views, then you can earn a pretty good living off of it, not gonna lie. But the amount of people that actually watch the videos compared to how many subscribers they have is generally pretty small, and that's because the videos are generally not very good quality. So that's how I feel about it. Generally I can get a 40-50% view rate on mine, which is good. But a lot of big channels can only get 5 or 10%, and that's where you got to think. a channel is not how many subscribers it has, it's about how many daily views it has. Nothing else matters really. Well, number of subscribers means that you may get more daily views, but generally it's all about daily views. So these big channels which have 90,000, 100,000 subs, if they're not getting the daily views, you can basically look at them and saying you've got only maybe 10k active subs. So they should act as a channel of 10k subs, because most of my subs at the moment I would say is pretty active. At the moment, as you get bigger, it's more likely that you get less active people, and that's where you have to just be careful of what content you're putting out. If people react badly to stuff or you get low views on it, if you keep putting out that stuff, you're more likely to make people turn away from your channel. It's just how it works. So yes, I guess to round it up, most important thing I would say, recording. Don't be afraid to redo everything. Don't be afraid to watch your stuff back and see what you could improve on, and just make sure you can do the best sort of video that you can, come across in a good way, and just make sure that you yourself watch your videos. If you look at your videos and you get bored of it, or you like cringe about it, then you don't want to watch them. If you don't want to watch them, other people are definitely not going to watch them. So the people that are piling out 5-10 videos a day, some of these channels, and saying I must be doing well because I'm putting out loads of content, volume of content is not good. And I would name someone there, but I probably won't. He's one of the ex kind of Minecrackers who claims that he puts out more content than everyone else, but to be honest, his content is quantity, not quality, and it really comes across in his videos, and his daily views are not very good because of that. So really it's worth the time. Even if you re-record something, you do a 10-minute video and you maybe take half an hour to record it because you have to re-record it twice. Doesn't matter. That video, when it's on YouTube, it'll be there forever. No, it's there. It's on the internet. You should really be doing stuff that you're proud of. Do you want to put up a video that maybe in a couple of years' time you'll look back on and say, why on earth did I do that? That's stupid. Makes me look bad. Now, people may not know you personally, but you can have some sort of self-pride. So, what else have I got on my list? I think that's most of it. So, I'm going to go and look back at my comments and my personal messages. I do always suggest you do give me comments and personal messages and ask questions and things, because I love answering them. I do. I read every comment. It's a little size where some people sit there and go, it's easy to say that you read every comment, and a lot of people do sit there and go, I read every comment, don't worry guys. It's easy to say that and not easy to back up, but I do reply to a lot of comments. But if I replied to every single comment, I would be spamming up my own comments, which isn't generally a good thing. So I'm looking at my comments now. I'll be back to you in a sec, and I'll see if there's any other questions I want to answer before the end. Okay, so I've seen how horrendously long this video is already. I wasn't really expecting that. Time really got away from myself, but I think even though I've probably rambled a little bit, hopefully some of you guys want to listen to that in the background. So I'm going to pick out a couple of things that I've read in my comments which I think are worth addressing. I'm not saying the rest aren't, but I'm saying it's all I have time for at the moment. Do feel free to keep asking them though, so I can make sure I do fit them in. So first of all, quite a few people actually asked, am I going to do a real life video? And my answer was, if you buy me a camera, then I will. On note of that, some other people want me to do something to organise things like donations. But to be honest, I've only so far on YouTube had 4 donations, and YouTube for me is not about the money, it's about the fun, it's about the experience. And YouTube's not going to earn any money anytime soon. It may do in a couple of years, I'm not saying it won't, but any donations are a lot more meaningful than anything else, because it doesn't matter if I'm earning money outside of YouTube, that's something else completely. But if YouTube starts paying for itself, it really means something. It's sort of I'm doing a good job, and just makes me feel really happy when people donate. It's just a very surprising thing when it happens. So I've never really planned out much for any sort of, a lot of people do like subscriber monuments and stuff, but I always feel that if I set something up and spend lots of time for that, then it's kind of anticipating donations when I shouldn't be, and no one should be, to be honest. So if people do want to donate and do suggest something that they want to be done with it, I think that if I put the money towards a video camera or something, if people actually wanted that, then you may get a real life video at some point, you may not, depends on that. Other things people want to know what I do for holidays and things. Well, I've been pretty much solidly working for the last like 8 years, so I don't generally go on holiday very much. It's a bit sad there, I guess. Been on holiday a few times the last few years. Generally I have to fit it around my girlfriend because we go to different universities, so we don't get to see each other that much anyway, and we have to go through things like exams and work in summers, and we don't generally have a lot of time to actually spend together away from everything. And normally we're either working or at university, or you get a weekend together now and then. And I want to go away this summer as well, but she's going away for a couple of months somewhere, actually next week, so I have to go see her off as well. So yeah, generally it's a hard thing to do for holidays, but I like to go on holiday, it's nice. So that answers that. I guess the last thing I want to talk about is that I had some response about the Enderman Farm thing, but generally you guys like to know how I think, and I can really talk a lot of jargon at you for farms. So I'm going to really enjoy recording an Enderman Farm thing, and it will also give me a reason to get on with building it. I really want to go for a hyper efficiency one and really run through everything with you guys to really try and make it as perfect as we can together, and I think that'd be really interesting to watch. I'm actually going to try and record that later on today, or a first bit of it anyway. It's going to take me a very long time to do, but hopefully that'll be really interesting for you guys. And also I've got to work on my new spawn trunks video, and I've been waiting to do that for quite a while, and that's like 5-6 months of knowledge being accumulated and testing and survival work and everything else, and even doing this bit in this world at the moment, mapping it out properly in survival, checking all the trunks and things and making sure I know exactly what I'm talking about, is really giving me enough information so that I can give you a video which will basically blow your mind with the possibilities. Something that you probably won't even see any spawn trunk videos on YouTube, to be honest. I looked for them before, and apart from my one I did a while ago, I haven't really seen anyone do anything, so it's generally not a very known concept. So it does come out. I hope I get some support for it, because not many people search for it because they don't know about it. So anyway, that is kind of the rest for today. I'll rewatch this and make sure that I'm happy with it, and if you're listening to this now, then yep, it will be there. So thank you very much for joining me, guys. As always, do leave suggestions. Feedback's brilliant. Likes do really help. Generally Vanilla's been getting more likes than FTB, even for the same views, so it's really nice to see that people want to see this. And generally if people don't want to see it, or it starts to get really low thumbs up or something, then it's telling me that it's not what people want, and I don't want to spend time on stuff that people don't want to watch. So I do thank you very much for joining me, guys, if you stuck this far, and I'll see you next time.